Welcome to Savvy Business, Life Unscripted with your host, Kristina Vetter, where our guests share their wisdom and valuable business tips, empowering our audience to expand their personal potential.
Hello, Kristina Vetter. Welcome to Savvy Broadcasting Life Unscripted. We're so grateful to have you here today. How are you?
I am great. I'm very happy to be here.
Oh my gosh, I'm happy to have you here today. It is funny. Now, we're going to air this probably close to the end of June, but people are getting back to the groove of things since COVID. And a lot of people are saying, I am so out of shape. I've been eating like a hog, that comfort eating. And a lot of things I hear from business owners, I can't stay fit. I'm just 16 hours of working. But there's never too much busyness where you can't fit health and fitness in there. And you've done it. You created a wonderful company. You're the CEO of Tonik Cycling Apparel, where you can make people look awesome when they get started today in their fitness journey. Share with the audience a little bit about your background in joining the fitness arena and starting your business.
Okay, I would love to. So my background is actually kind of like yours, corporate finance. I was a lawyer for 20 years in the tech world. And I, over the course of that time, I had 4 children, and eventually I left work entirely for a while. I worked part-time while I was having my kids. And then eventually when the youngest, started kindergarten, I left work for a while to do PTA and mom stuff. Mm-hmm. And I started to spend all my time driving my kids around to cool, interesting, enriching, fun, creative activities. And I was basically in the car doing all the chauffeuring. And I decided, well, this doesn't work. Mm-hmm. I really would like some creative, fun, interesting activities for myself. And so I decided what did I want to do? I took some photography classes. I started working towards a degree in photography. I didn't eventually get that degree, but then I decided to get another degree in fashion. These were things that I had always kind of been interested in. And I thought, okay, well, now's the time. My kids got older. They're now all teenagers. And I went back to work as a lawyer. And it really wasn't it wasn't as creative as I had hoped now that I had the other things in my life. Mm. And so an opportunity came up to be part of this company, Tonik Cycling Apparel. I actually took over the company. The founders founded it about 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. And we make performance apparel for real women, which is we make cycling apparel and activewear that fits real women's bodies. It is designed around curves. It looks much better actually if you're curvy. We mainly fit large to 2XL, although we do make all the way into extra small.
Wow.
But the stuff looks great on the large to the 2XL, so up to about size 20. We look at it as your boss lady outfit to get outside.
I love it.
When people are working, when you're a small business owner and you're working, you always have your confidence outfit if you need to get on a call. We make your confidence clothes to get outside. You look great. You can start your fitness journey and feel good about how you look right now today.
I love that. That is so great, Kristina, because one thing I hear from a lot of business owners and just people in general, maybe you're working at a desk all day long and you're an employee. One thing I hear is that, I feel uncomfortable going to the gym, looking the way I might look or be a bit flabby. And I feel not comfortable being around other people in fitness wear. I don't feel very fit. But it's great that you offer clothes that actually fit where you are right now. We are real people. You go through changes. Your body might go through changes. A lot of the people who either listen to the show or business owners are in their 40s to 50s. So they're not very super young. Yeah. Very young women who I know in my 20s, I ate like a hog and people used to say, how are you this skinny?
Right. Exactly. And that happens in your 20s. I mean, you can, and you can eat everything you want. We only make women's clothes. We don't have any plans to start making men's clothes because women's just, women are the market that we want to serve. And starting in and Kristina, you're exactly right. Starting in your 40s and 50s, either you've had some kids, or even if you haven't had any kids, your body weight just starts to change and it starts to move around. A lot more comes to the middle of your body, and a lot of times, even if you're very fit, there's not a lot you can do about it. These are just changes that happen with time.
Yeah.
And so we were very proud to make really cute patterns that people love and fit in with the way that their body looks in the 40s, 50s, 60s. We have several customers in their mid 70s, I think. And it's for active women who want to stay active, and look nice, well into their middle age and beyond.
I love this so much, because one thing for me in my 20s in particular, I was out and about very much, very active. And then, as often happens if you're in a corporate arena, you end up getting more and more caught up in being in the office. And
That's right.
I'd find 12, 15 hours in the office. And let me say, when you get off of a 15-hour shift, you are not doing any running, exercising. You're coming home, throwing some food in your body, and crashing.
Right.
So it's not a good lifestyle. And it's funny, my trainer at the gym had said one time, you chose this career. You chose to sit on your buns all day long. Give me that hour and make it your best. But there's something you can add fitness. Now, what have you found? I know it must have been hard raising 4 kids, going back to being an attorney. How did you keep up being fit and keeping nutrition in your life at that time?
Well, I try to always get, and it's hard now with COVID, but it's important to do, try to always get outside for even a little bit every day. And one of the things that keeps women from getting outside is they feel, there's a little bit of exclusion going on in the outdoor industry. It's not too big. If you look at some of the advertising about hiking and camping and mountain climbing, people think, oh, well, I'm not hiking. I'm just taking a walk around the neighborhood. That's not outdoors. But yeah, you're absolutely being active outside. And just keep walking. The walks add up and you start to feel better. And then you get, so it just, that activity is rewarding. So you just have to start with a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not as fun, especially if you are a small business owner and you're working a 15-hour day and you feel like, boy, this is the last thing I can do, especially if you look and you have, well, gosh, I've got my husband's old t-shirt and I've got a yucky pair of track shorts. You don't want to get out and walk around the neighborhood. So we give you something that you can get excited about.
Yeah, I want to show this puppy off.
I know. Right. Exactly. I'm gonna. Oh, yeah. Okay. I've got to take a walk, or I need to get on the bike, and at least we can get. This will make me. I know I look pretty good.
Yeah.
While I'm starting my fitness journey, and while I'm keeping up with my fitness journey.
Yeah.
Not all of my customers, are on a weight loss program. A lot of them are, look. They're great active, they're very active, they're very happy, they look fantastic, and we're proud to give them apparel that makes them feel confident and fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so true, because right now, more people are staying at home, keeping distance. But what's great, I have a dog, and my little Henry here keeps me out and about. We have to go out twice, sometimes 3 times a day. What's great about it is I get out. It gets the breathing fresh air. I think that's very healthy for you, to get that fresh air, that sunlight out there, vitamin D and such. And also just to get away from your desk, I think, well, for me anyway, it gets me more rejuvenated. When I come back, my brain is more clear, so I can attack my work more efficiently. And I think sometimes it feels counterintuitive to take that half hour, 20 minutes, but you are more efficient when you take those breaks to be able to give yourself some movement, some exercise, some, eating something that, nice out there I go and get some food or salad or something like that, just to get away from your desk.
I mean, I think that one result that I hope happens from this whole shutdown is that it becomes a lot more acceptable for business owners and everyone to take their health more seriously, because it makes, obviously we see what happens when people, get into a dangerous situation, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's not cool to go to work sick anymore. And and hopefully people will really begin to realize that taking time to take care of your body will pay huge dividends, and it will help you work better. Oftentimes, if I need to get outside, if I'm stuck on something, you're exactly right. My mind just isn't working, and you just need to get up, move around a little bit, and the thoughts start rearranging themselves.
Yeah, you're so right about that. I remember there was a company I worked with a couple of years ago who people never took sick time. They would come in coughing up a lung or just horribly sick. One girl had some horrible facial thing, pus coming out of her face. I'm like, dude, go home.
Right.
And management would be like, well, they said I need this report in. I don't care. Go home. You're not helping anyone. You can't possibly, with that fever and that thing going on in your face, be helpful to anyone right now. Go home, take care of yourself. And I think you're right. I think employees and business owners will say, this is not an employee that can serve me best right now. She needs to take care of herself. Let herself, take care of herself. And then she can come back and be her awesome self. But she can't do that while she's sick and coughing or whatever it might be.
That's exactly right. And I think, hopefully companies are seeing that even if you're not a business owner on your own and you work for somebody else, hopefully companies are seeing that people just do better when they're healthy. They don't do better coming in when they're sick and feeling like they're lazy taking a sick day. I think that's a problem, maybe just in this country, right? Where throughout the country, where people think, I'm sick, but that's lazy to take a sick day. I need to go out and achieve. And so hopefully, one thing that comes out of this is people will change their attitude about that.
Yeah, the stigma to that. Yeah, it's true. Because in Europe, it's kind of like, I remember this guy said he was working in France. He was an American, but working in France, got a job there. And he got sick and they said, you're not to come back. You're to leave for 2 weeks minimum. Right. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. Right. He's like, okay. But, you're not used to that when you're in a culture that said work.
Right, exactly.
But, work. You want results. It's not just about working. That particular company I'm talking about, finally told the girl to go home, but work from her computer at home. I'm like, no, don't work, go to bed, get better.
Exactly. You won't, right. When you're sick, you're just not productive.
Yeah, you're not. But you're here to help people with healthy living. What are some tips or things that have worked in your life to add and keep fitness alive in your life, as well as, eating healthy?
Yeah, I do eat nutritiously. One of the things I have going on is I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I do need to I need to pay more attention to my nutrition maybe than other people, but it makes me so I am very conscious of fruits and vegetables and things like that, trying not to eat so much processed food.
Yeah.
And I think with both that and exercise, it starts with a little bit. It just starts with a little bit, and not feeling like you're a failure if you don't ramp it up super fast. If you have time to walk around the block 2 times today, that's all you did. And maybe walk around the block 2 times tomorrow and 2 times the next day. And then maybe in a few days, walk around 3 times. I mean, people are, and I've kind of learned this the hard way too, because I try to go out and do heroics. If I have, oh my gosh, I haven't exercised in, several days. Now I need to go run 5 miles. And then, and then what happens is I usually get hurt. But you're not trying to prove anything to anybody.
It's all for you.
Right. It's
don't
all
compare
for you.
yourself to others.
And it starts with a little bit, and you're in it for the long term.
Yeah.
So take as long as you need.
Yeah. I love that.
Keep plugging.
Yeah. I love that, because one thing I'm catching from you is really, it's not about, oh, but she does. It's not about what any other person is doing. They're in a different place. Maybe they've been doing this a while. It doesn't matter. It's them. This is you. And I love one gal. She was a trainer, and she said, you know what? There's one girl super heavy. She could barely walk to her front to get to the mailbox, which was down on the corner, to get her mail. So we start with that. Let's go walk to get your mail. Let's start where you're at. Another of my trainer friends said, you know, this guy was drinking 2 liters of Coke, which I can understand because I did that in my 20s. I loved Coca-Cola.
Me too.
Day, baby.
I know. I can't drink anymore. I loved it though.
So what he did, 100 pounds overweight, just cut out the Coca-Cola. And would you believe in just 1 year, he lost 100 pounds. And it was only one change. He started to move, well, 2 changes. He started to move a little bit by like walking, but really just adding the water instead of the Coke, boom, 100 pounds. So, I mean, that was amazing. It was big difference for him because he really loved it. And that is a hard change. I mean, that's really a hard change to do. And so, and be, you know, if you're trying to do something like that, be gentle with yourself. And then, okay, this is a big thing you're trying to do. Yeah. And don't think, oh, well, this would be easy for somebody else. Maybe it's easy for somebody else and not easy for you. So just make sure, I think, Kristina, what I really like to say is take the shoulds completely out of your vocabulary. Just throw them out.
I should be doing blah, blah. I should be doing blah, blah, blah. Just take it. Yeah, it's true. You know, the way I got rid of Coca-Cola in my life is because I think I must have been 39 and I just could not stop drinking it. I used to have 2 liters or 6-pack, 12-pack. And what I had to eventually do is I started weaning myself off, you know, instead of this, we'll do a 6-pack this week instead of 2 packs or whatever. And then I started to do less cans, 3 Cokes for the whole week. And I spread it out. And eventually what I did, I had none in the house. And then if I really wanted, I had to walk to the closest grocery store that was 9 blocks away. Now it's like, then it's raining. I don't want to walk 9 blocks to get a Coca-Cola. But that was the kind of this was more painful to walk the 9 blocks. Oh, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. And it just makes just little bits of progress, right? Yeah.
It's totally true, Kristina. Because you know what? Now I work at a company that they have a whole fully stacked soda refrigerator, and I do not want it, do not desire it. I walk past, But you know, it's interesting because there was a day where I could not imagine a life without a Coca-Cola. So you know, it can happen. You know, so it takes time, and like you said, just bit by bit. I love this. Where do people go and get Tonik Cycling Apparel? Where can they get it? Where can they find out more about you? Where can they do that?
You can go to www.tonikcycling.com, and it's TONIK. It's not TONIC, TONIK cycling.com. You can look for us on Facebook at Tonik Cycling, again, TONIK. Find us on Instagram, again, at Tonik Cycling, TONIK Cycling. Yeah. We've got a lot of great stuff. And especially now, it's super important to keep thinking healthy, keep active. We've got a lot of great specials going on to help people do that.
That's great. You want to look fabulous while you get healthy at the same time. So go to Tonik Cycling Apparel today, everyone. And thank you so much, Kristina Vetter, for coming to Savvy Broadcasting and sharing your great wisdom today. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristina.
If you like this episode, please share. To hear more Savvy episodes and Savvy Biz tips, go to lifeunscriptedradio.com. To become a guest or participate in paid sponsorship, email us at Kristina@lifeunscriptedradio.com.